Hello, today we'll look at Proverbs number 17. Verse 1 says, "Better is a dry morsel and quietness with it than a house full of feasting with strife." There's a lot that speaks to strife in Proverbs 17. Looking up the definition, it says angry or bitter, disagreement over fundamental issues. Bitter, sometimes violent conflict or dissension, exertion or contention for superiority. Strife is an ugly thing and something that we all want to avoid. In verse 4 of Proverbs 17, it says, "An evildoer listens to wicked lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue." Verse 9, "He who conceals a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates intimate friends." We have this idea of strife being division, of repeating things that would lead to separation of friends. Verse 13, "He who returns evil for good, evil will not depart from his house." So this idea of returning evil from good being really, in a lot of ways, a curse on your own house. In verse 14, "The beginning of strife is like letting out water, so abandon the quarrel before it breaks out." This is where we get to the practical application of avoiding strife in the first place. Once it begins, like it says here, it's like letting out water. So abandoning a quarrel before it happens is the best cure, the prevention, as it were. In verse 17, it says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." Here we have another, again, cure for strife and for trouble and conflict. Friends that will be there and be by your side through adversity. Verse 19 says, "He who loves transgression loves strife." So in this verse here, it's talking about the idea that strife is born from sin, essentially that one doesn't go around seeking strife, but it's born from the lifestyle really that we choose when we wander from the path of righteousness. Lastly, from Proverbs 17 is verse 27 and 28 that says, "One who withholds his words has knowledge." So again, instead of letting that water out and beginning the strife, being conservative with how we speak really does make a difference. "And one who has a cool spirit is a person of understanding." So again, we use that phrase a lot, calling someone cool under pressure, but that can make a big difference before things get heated. To remain steadfast, remain silent, and remain cool. In verse 28, "Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise." These are words that I consider myself to live by. I like to keep my mouth shut and find it's easier to do so in the long run. When he closes his lips, he's considered prudent. This is important. Again, if we were to avoid strife, it means staying cool, withholding words, remaining silent, and being prudent in all matters. This makes a big difference. We'll always have time to address things after the fact, and more importantly, pray for them as well. So just a few words from Proverbs 17 in terms of avoiding strife. Take care.